In becoming more of yourself, you will discover that there are things that are not really you, not for you, not really things that you want. And I will try to provide guidance when I'm guided to do so regarding the process of finding what that inner resonance is. But ultimately it is for you to discover that. Other people try to provide guidance as well. And you can take whatever classes, whatever paths, whatever guidance is given and find your particular way, whatever works for you. It can be a mix of many different things or something completely new. But speaking for myself personally, as I've done this uncovering, becoming who I really am, there is that namelessness, that unlabeled thing that is not a thing and is everything. And for me personally, getting in touch with that made me wonder, okay, I can sit in this feeling. I can do that. It's wonderful. But what gift am I given by having a body, by having the experiences I've had in my life, by being positioned right now to do, be, what is that? I think what I'm trying to balance out is the space of peace, clarity, with the one of drive, inner will. What is that will wanting? And being me, what is it uniquely positioned to say, to do, to be, to influence, to experience. Because one cannot deny that it is doing something by living through you and everything else. How can you participate? How can you become more of yourself through participation? You can have the knowing that you are truly connected to everything and everyone. And if that brings up this weird nervousness inside of you, you're not alone. It does that for me as well. I think, oh man, there's an area I'd work on. Or look at how beautiful that experience is. That's a part of me. I'm a part of it. And as this interface, it is up to you to choose how to participate in anything that comes your way. Maybe your society has trained you to always be on edge, always be on, like some kind of switch. Maybe your society acknowledges the pace that these animals that we actually are will be nourished by whatever the structure is that they have. And maybe in our modern living, we've forgotten what the practices are, what they stem from. And it's just a lot of doing without knowing why we're doing. And that can apply to putting some symbol in your space, or it can be this, that can be the same as just going about your day like a little worker bee, not knowing why you're doing what you're doing. When you get to that space where you are actually aware of what you're doing and why, that's great. I forget it multiple times a day. I think, oh, dinner again. Here we go. Didn't I just make this yesterday? But then remember, oh yeah, to feed my family. Sometimes when I work, when I'm doing something new, I get lost in the learning and the doing and the creativity of it. And that can be a why. You don't need anything else other than that. But you know what I'm getting at. Being aware of what you're doing with your time. And if you lose track, it's okay. You always know that you can come back to the space where you are aware. And yes, time is precious. You are a timeless thing. Maybe not in this body. Maybe not in this place. That does have a timestamp on it. Don't let that make you nervous. Let that acknowledge the sacredness of being in this body, being in this place, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, whoever you are being. And I'm called right now to become more of myself, to become the person I know I truly am. And in contemplating what that is, both a call to just be and also a call to do. And I was thinking, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to see in the world? At the very baseline, without all the ways that that can express itself, what do I really want at the very root? And what I really want is for everyone to have a sense of fulfillment. To know who they truly are. And to let that become more alive in their living. To know that they are this timeless thing in a timed space. That yes, some things feel like they draw out forever, and some things seem so ineffable and we want to capture them forever. We want to have that thing forever. And you can want or you can let it be. You can choose. You can choose any experience. You can choose any approach. You may have some unwinding to do, some untangling to do, to unravel what was what you've been trained to do and think and feel. That is the first step and sometimes the hardest. It's definitely difficult to remember it in every single moment. I don't. But as a child, do you remember being a child? Were you worried about time? Were you worried about anything other than being loved and belonging? You can give that to yourself. And as you give it to yourself, it's just so much easier to give it to other people and receive it from other people. As everyone gets more in touch with themselves, more in touch with the space, it solves so many problems. To contemplate how to solve a problem. What is the root? And the how to get there, the doing of that. There's so many different ways. Think of all the people in the world, all the animals, all the flora, because yes, that's a part of it too. Think about all the things, all the different pathways, all the different connections, all the interactions. You have complete freedom to choose whatever which way works for you and make adjustments along the path. Retrace your steps and find another way. Be curious. But in your curiosity and your learning and your doing and experiencing, always know that core. In every moment be fulfilled, even the awful ones. You've learned something in that experience. Maybe you did not want that lesson. And that is your opportunity to know and choose differently for yourself and for others. Acting with a loving kindness can sound difficult or easy depending on what the situation is. Sometimes I have interactions where I think, well, I don't know, in this circumstance, if this person really is connected to me in that sense, this is me living through them, I really need a smack in the face. But would that wake me up? I think about being a teenager. Even if I gave her all the lessons that I want to give her, all the wisdom, would she listen? Maybe if I showed up to her with my face, she would listen. But if we are all connected and all giving each other these lessons, she had every opportunity to listen. to other people, not knowing that it was really herself providing the knowledge, providing the lesson. And it's very difficult at first to view other people as your teacher. And it can be anyone. Your child can be one of your greatest teachers. Man. It's still your responsibility to teach them. But you can learn a lot. But as the thought experiment, what if everything, everyone was just waiting for you? Just waiting for you to get in touch with the truth and to see. I want to say to wake up. But what if everyone was just waiting for you? And they were playing this game, they were this actor in this role to be a teacher to you. And yes, this thought experiment is extremely self-centered. But is that not what we are called? To see things as in our... Oh, that's not true in every society. I can't even say that. It is self-centered. I recognize it. That's all I'll say. It is very self-centered. If everyone was just waiting for you, just doing their role, playing the game, waiting. Have that thought. And have a beautiful day. Be as you are and be nourished, supported, guided, breathed. Be timeless and be in time as you are in this body, in this place, with full freedom to choose how you respond. How you see. And not in a constrictive way, just in a noticing way. It's all a practice. And if we're still practicing, then it means we are not perfect, right? If we're still in this, we are all still practicing and learning and becoming. And maybe that is what we are all doing. It's learning. What What are you learning? What do you want to see in the world? What is at the root? Fulfillment, peace, prosperity, connection, belonging, innovation, collaboration, freedom. So it is.